Dear fellow trader, I hope you had a good trading experience so far following my YouTube channel and my Patreon and Telegram channel. In this video, I would like to review semiconductor industry, which is by far my most favorite one because it outperformed any other sector in the market and the benchmark indexes. For example, if you are looking at uh, a comparative strengths analysis between Vanex Semiconductor ETF and Nasdaq 100, you can see in 2023, in the past 32 trading days, this ETF outperformed Nasdaq performance by 21%. However, this is not all the story because if you go back in 2022, you can see while Nasdaq went down 34%, at some point this ETF was minus 45%. But still, this is not the end of the story. When you are comparing the performance of the post pandemic, while Nasdaq was up around 120%, this ETF surged 210%. So, as you can see, this comparative analysis shows that this sector outperformed the market on both sides. So, when market is bullish, it is more bullish than the market. When market is bearish, it will be more bearish than the market, which makes this my favorite industry because relative to its market cap, these companies have very high money flow and value of the trade. So now I would like to look at revenue and see the growth percentage year over year in this sector, and then we will see why this is very important. So, if you are looking at one of the biggest and one of the highest technology in this sector, Taiwanian Semiconductor, you see it experienced uh, around $200 million decline in the revenue, and revenue 1 year growth percentage declined from 35% to 26%. This is really good. Why I say this is really good? Because if you are looking at other companies in this sector, you will see Nvidia experienced a huge decline, and the growth percentage became negative in the past quarter. So, and the revenue declined from 8.2 billion to 5.9 billion. So, at least 30% was vanished. So now you see Taiwanian Semiconductor actually is doing good. On the other hand, if looking at AMD, it happens to AMD is slowed down, and the revenue decreased from 6.5 to 5.5, 1 billion decrease, and I think it is going to continue. Why? We can see that in the future slides. Here, Micron technology, you can see the Micron technology, it also became negative, revenue decreased. Sorry, this is Intel. Intel was the worst performing. If you are looking, the revenue decreased minus 31%. And from $20 billion, 20 and a half, it decreased to 14 in 4 quarters. So many of these companies has lost one third of their revenue. I think this clearly shows you what is going on. So while in the post pandemic era there was a time frame that we experienced chip shortage, now you can see these companies losing their revenue. So that boom is gone. And now we are in busted cycle of the economy. Why this is important? We are going to talk about it. If you are looking at Qualcomm, the revenue growth percentage year over year became negative minus 11%. From 11 billion point 4, we see 9.4, another 20% decrease. Qualcomm is the biggest, one of the biggest company in its industry. This is true for Texas Instrument and Micron Technology. If you are looking, this is like one of the worst of the worst. If you're looking from 30 over 36% to minus 46%, and from 8.6 billion to 4 billion. So Micron Technology has lost half of its revenue, more than half of its revenue. So this clearly shows you, if the price actually declined from 100 to around 50, it is in alignment with the fundamental. How so why this is important? If you are looking at the semiconductor, it's a driver of economic growth and innovation, and the revenue is closely tied to global demand for electronic products such as computer, smartphone, other devices, and uh, even we can say the electric cars. So, as you can see, there is one key word here, and that's the global demand. So, we can say the global demand has decreased. Why so many people talk about recession in US, Europe, I believe this is a global situation where we see that the one of the most important part of the drivers of the economic growth is shrinking. So this is definitely can't be something bullish for the market, and it shows that in future we are seeing we are about to see a recession. So I usually have a rule that say uh, the real economy takes 1 year to play out. So if you are looking, most of these companies experiencing decline in their revenue in the past 2 or 3 quarters, which makes it likely by the end of the first quarter of 2023, everyone now realize this, and a panic sell is going to happen, and the prices can go even lower than what we experienced in October 2022. This is my assumption at this point, and I strongly believe what happened between October and January was a redistribution, and we are going to see more decline coming in uh, future, and this is happening, going to happen, I believe, in 2023. And this also is an indicative for other tech sector as well. So by saying that, you you can plan your strategies ahead. This is my assumption of the market, and different people may have different view about it. I hope this information help you make a better decision. This is my assumption, so I hope you have a good this trading based on these information.